Hey there. Welcome to Discover the Divine You. My name is Kimberly Nicole. Right now I'm on a journey to figure out who the real Kimberly Nicole is, who I was divinely created to be. So I created this podcast in hopes others could benefit from what I'm learning and the different ways I'm connecting with a higher power. I created this space for honest conversations about healing, creativity, spiritual growth, and learning to reconnect with myself while living presently in my life. I'm a mom of 3. I have a job. I'm in 12-step recovery. Real life happens every day. So this is a space of no pressure, no expectations, no perfection, just progress. A journey towards finding peace, clarity, and connection to something bigger than ourselves, going from chaos to calm. So here we go. I'm so glad you're here to take this journey with me. Let's get creative. Episode 26. I'm the boss. All right, discover the divine you. I am Kimberly Nicole. This is another episode of our 90 and 90. And this is a big topic for me, okay? This one is asking for help. I'm not the best at this. I'm not. And the reason I think is complicated, but I very often want to just do all of it by myself. Sometimes it's because you're not going to do it right. And other times it's because I don't want to look weak. And then I have other times where it's like, I don't want to have to coexist with anyone else. And also sometimes I just don't want to be a Debbie Downer, which I feel like it's that one frequently. And I have struggled with asking for help. I love being of help to people, sometimes to the point where it's unsolicited and unnecessary. And so I've had to work on stepping back from helping, because I don't want to overstep. There's a lot of things in my life that I would never ask for help with, and also other things where I would do them for people, and both of those were to my detriment. Like, for instance, I wanted to control the finances. I wanted to control the food. I wanted to control our schedule, where we went, what we did, how we did it. I wanted to control the world, right? But I couldn't. So I just was controlling my own little world. And, my family, my husband started just he and I. So I made our schedule. I booked doctor's appointments for him. I did all of our finances. I did all the grocery shopping. I took care of the house. I did everything because I wanted to know where everything was and how everything was going and what we were doing and when we were doing it. And if anybody got in my way of that, watch out, right? So then I get to this place where I'm recovering and I'm feeling better and I'm, wanting less on my plate. And then, I'm getting annoyed that I'm having to do all this stuff by myself, but I did it to myself because I never let him make his own doctor's appointments or put away his own laundry or, taught my kids how to do the dishes or fold clothes or take out the trash or whatever. And, that was on me, but at first I did not want to even see that was on me. So I was like, I do everything, nobody helps me, la la la. And I was just projecting my feelings onto my family. And it was like this big fight all the time. And that didn't help anything. So eventually I, went to lots of therapy and I did a lot of work in my 12-step program. And I figured out good news and bad news, I'm the problem. Good news because that means I can change things. Bad news, because then I have to admit the fact that I am the problem. So today, it's taking, my family a little bit of time to get used to being responsible for their own stuff, doing their own laundry, doing their own dishes, keeping their shoes put away, putting away their clothes when they're clean, my husband's making his own appointments and doing his own stuff. And like, I blamed him for so long, but it was me. I was taking that opportunity away from him and not letting him be a grown-up because I wanted to be the boss. And today, like, letting go of that control was hard. And, being in charge of the finances, for a long time, I wanted to be in charge because I wanted to, hide that I was spending money on certain things. And I wanted to not let him know that, like, we had no money or whatever. Like, finances were a fight in my house for as long as I can remember. In my marriage and in previous situations with my family members, like, money has been an argument. So I also think that I was trying to hide things because I didn't want to fight about them. And there was just so much that I was trying to shoulder on my own that eventually I just broke down. Like, I was super, super sick for a long time because I was trying to do all these things by myself. And slowly I was able to let go of that control and ask for help. But it was a really hard, long transition. I had to find my voice. I had to find my humility. I had to swallow my pride and be like, look, I was being sneaky. I need some help. Or, hey, this is really hard and really heavy and I cannot do this by myself. Can you please help me? And today I have a lot of help. I have a lot of responsibilities that I share with my family members. My kids and my husband and I work together, not perfectly, like I shared on, a few episodes ago, that sometimes I do cry in my closet because nobody wants to help pick up, but they don't mind making the mess, right? And so remembering that I'm not the boss, I'm not the higher power, I cannot control everything. And sometimes I need help. And sometimes help is different. It looks different. Sometimes it means I need a hug. I just need to know that I'm not alone. It doesn't mean I need you to fix it. It doesn't mean I need you to go fight someone for me or take something from me. It just means I need your support and your love. And I need to know that I'm not alone in whatever it is I'm dealing with at the time. So that is a really important key part of helping that a lot of us don't understand. Like, if I tell someone I have an issue, sometimes what I need from them, what the help is for me, is just listening to me talk. I just need someone to be an ear, just a sounding board. Because most of the time I come to my own solutions by just saying things out loud. I don't necessarily need anybody's help. But when I do, I will say, what would you do in this situation? What's your experience with that? Or whatever. And I've also learned, like, who to ask for help. Like, who's a safe person that I can ask for help from without feeling judged or, any kind of other negative vibes. So, and it's a trial and error situation. I don't know who's going to be the right person sometimes. Sometimes I literally know this is the person I need to talk to. And they don't tell me things exactly how I want them to, but I knew that they told me what I needed to hear. And a lot of times when I hear hard things and I want to push really hard back, I'm in a place now where I can recognize that and go, okay, God needs me to hear something or learn something. My chair keeps shrinking, you guys. I don't know what the deal is, but it's just slowly I'm getting shorter. Okay, so asking for help is not a sign of weakness. It is a sign of strength. If I don't say anything important in the rest of this video, that is what I want to get across today. Asking for help is not a sign of weakness. It is a strength. And I don't want to like point fingers at people, but something I have learned that has really changed my life is when I rely on a power greater than myself, recognize my weakness, like, hey, God, I've done all I can do and nothing is working. I tap you in. That is where my strength truly lies, in accepting, acknowledging, accepting, and handing over my weakness to a power greater than myself. Everything works out for my good. Not always the way I want, but it ends up working out for my good. I learn something, I progress in some way, and I see miracles happening. I mean, the number of times I have seen miracles in my life, I mean, they're countless. I can't even list them all on both my hands. And some are very tiny and some are ginormous. And the small everyday ones are my favorite. But the big miracles that some people choose not to see really boggles my mind. Like, having gone to church most of my life, every Sunday, like, you read about these people who, like, angels come to them and tell them these grand things, or they see God or Jesus or whatever, and then they go back to being idiots? Like, what? And if you've ever seen a newborn baby, I mean, you can't deny that miracles exist. Our bodies are miracles. You know, like the fact that we can grow humans and keep them alive and with no outside sources, really. I mean, if you cut your finger, it heals itself. That's pretty miraculous. I just feel like there's countless things out there that are proof that we're getting help all the time, whether we see it or not. And I believe that I have concourses of angels on my side that have kept me alive. I definitely know that my son has angels watching over him because, well, both of my boys have had several near-death experiences, and they are still here. And I definitely know that's because they're being protected. And they have a work to do here that they have not finished yet. So, asking for help can be very small and very simple, but it is never a weakness. I've also become very aware in working through my codependency situations throughout my recovery that I cannot ask for help from people that are not safe. And I also need to recognize that I don't have to ask for help with everything. I'm not helpless. For instance, when I was like real sick, deep, dark, like depressed, sick in every sense of the word, spiritually, physically, mentally, emotionally sick, I would ask a lot of my daughter. And she was so little. She was maybe 7 or 8 years old. And I would rely on her for a ton of stuff to help me with her little brothers, to do, random stuff around the house. And she was very self-sufficient. She had to grow up too fast because I was falling apart. And I have some experience in that, being the oldest child in the family. And I remember thinking, oh my gosh, she's a little adult. I cannot do this to her. I need to stop. So I had a really frank conversation with her and I said, hey, if mommy ever asks you to do something for me that you feel like is a grown-up job that mommy can do on her own, I want you to respond to me, be honest with me, and just say, hey, mommy, I want to be little. And because I knew that was a gentle response that would help me remember that I want her to be able to be little, and it wouldn't trigger me and make me, lash out and be annoyed. And I'm like, hey, if mommy's hands are filled and I need help opening the door, or, something is happening and I need an extra hand, don't be a bunsy cheek and say, oh, sorry, I want to be little. But if there's ever something that mommy can do, but mommy's, choosing not to do, I'm playing the victim, say it to my face. And I said it way more age appropriately back then, because I talked with my sponsor and I talked with my therapist about how to bring that to my daughter. And she only had to say it to me a few times, because when she did, it pierced my heart. In a good way, though. It didn't make me feel like crap. It reminded me, like, okay, she is little. I want her to be little. I want her to play and have a little twirly dress and, play with her toys and be little and adventurous and silly. I want that for all three of my kids, So that was a huge thing for me to be able to see that I don't need to ask for help so much. I'm not a victim, right? So I don't want to ask for help so often that I'm in like victim mode. And I also don't want to be in like stubborn, I can do everything myself mode either, because neither of those are healthy. So asking higher power when it's appropriate, and be like, hey, I don't think I can do this. Do I need to ask for help? And quite often my instinct is to be like, no, you don't need to ask for help. You're strong. Don't be weak. And then my higher power gently reminds me, like, asking for help is not a weakness. And it's hard because sometimes you'll ask for help and you'll get stung. There'll be those people who are just like, F you, I'm not going to help you. And then you also get people who are in a not great place who don't know how to help you. And sometimes you don't even know how you need help. And people will ask, like, hey, if you need help, let me know. And I'm like, I do, but I really don't know what it is that I need. But I know I don't want to do this alone. And just knowing that I have people, like I have a Mayday list of fellows that I can call in my 12-step program anytime, day or night, all over the world. Like I have people in all over Europe and all over the United States and all around the world. Even I have someone in South Africa. I think it was South Africa. I don't know. All over the planet, because I do my 10th steps with people all over the world. I know I have people all over the world I can call anytime, day or night, if I need help. Granted, they're far away. They can't physically be here with me, but I could call them and get some experience, strength, and hope on what's going on and how I can work through it. And there's nothing wrong with that. There is nothing wrong with asking for help. So, there's also a saying in program it's weakness, not strength, that binds us together. Like when we come together and we work together through our weaknesses, that's where we become strong, because that's where higher power gets invited in. And our higher powers are abundant and infinite. They never run out of time or supplies or energy or love. And when you invite your higher power in to asking for help, you can feel that love. And that is my hope and prayer for you guys today, that when you need to ask for help, because we all do sometimes, that when you need to ask for help, you will feel your higher power's love and approval and appreciation for you asking, because God wants to help you, wants to bless you, wants to strengthen you. And we just have to let him. We just have to let him. So with that, I will leave you to it, and I will see you again tomorrow. Hey, thanks so much for being here today. You're my favorite. I'm so glad you came. I know life is busy, so I really do appreciate the time you're taking to do some self-care and hang out with me for a little bit. If something that we talked about today resonated with you and you want to dig a little deeper, I put together a 5-minute creative reset guide called Chaos to Calm that you can access in the show's description. And I would be so grateful if you'd subscribe and share this podcast with someone out there that you think could benefit from what we're creating here together. Also, remember, I am just sharing my experience, strength, and hope as I understand it here. So if bigger emotions come up, please take care of yourself and reach out to a licensed professional or someone that you trust for support. You are not alone in this. So until we create together again, please be kind to yourself and do something creative because you deserve it.